It's Corrina, your virtual health coach, and in this video, I want to talk about why you can't lose weight. I'm going to touch on some of the biggest challenges that prevent people from losing weight when they should be losing weight. We're going to touch on water retention, belly fat, and hopefully give you some tips and tools to help you start burning fat right now. The number one reason that you can't lose weight is because of stress and a lack of sleep. So one thing a lot of us don't realize is that while we are exercising, we aren't actually burning fat. The fat burning actually occurs while we are sleeping. So if you're not getting enough sleep, or you're just not getting a good quality of sleep, then no matter how much you exercise or how much you calorie restrict, your body will not actually enter that state where it's able to metabolize the fat or excess stored energy on your body. While we're sleeping, this is also the primary time that our body is doing growth, repair, and just overall maintenance within the body. So whether your goal is weight loss or just improving your health, getting more sleep is super duper important. So there are several videos actually on this channel specifically about sleep, but a couple of things for you to consider are to make sure that you're getting enough magnesium in your diet. Magnesium is really essential for helping your muscles to relax. So if you spend a lot of time laying in bed, unable to get comfortable, or just feeling really fidgety and unable to sleep, magnesium would be a great thing to consider either supplementing or just adding more magnesium-rich foods in your diet. Examples would be raw chocolate, leafy greens, and cruciferous vegetables. Another thing you can consider supplementing is melatonin. And our bodies produce melatonin on their own, but because of the kind of fast-paced lives that we live, and we spend a lot of time in front of computer screens, a lot of times with artificial lighting on during the nighttime hours, this starts to reduce our body's ability to make melatonin. So you can actually take a melatonin supplement, and you may find that this helps you to get better sleep. There are actually several ways that stress can affect our waistline. So one of the most well-studied stress hormones is cortisol. And what they found is that high cortisol levels will increase your antidiuretic hormone. So your ADH, your antidiuretic hormone, is essential for helping to balance your water weight, or how much water you retain. So when you increase your stress, you're actually going to have more water retention or be retaining more water weight. So if you can reduce your stress levels, you should find that that number on the scale will reduce. You feel less bloated. You should actually even see that you're becoming smaller, your waistline is becoming smaller. Cortisol is also associated with belly fat. So here again, we can kind of see that if you can reduce your stress or just reduce the amount of time that you're really stressed out, it's not only going to help you have less water retention, but it's also going to help reduce that belly fat or that visceral fat that gets stored up around the organs in the belly area. So when we talk about managing stress or reducing stress, there's really not any way to avoid stress in our lives, right? Of course, we can avoid stressful situations. We can plan ahead to help avoid becoming stressed out by a deadline or something like that. We can also consider adding in stress-reducing activities to our lifestyle. So massage is a great example of something that can help to reduce your stress. If you are someone who exercises a lot, then you may actually be exercising too much. So pulling back on the intensity of exercise you do can be one way to handle stress. You can also consider adding stress-reducing activities into your lifestyle. So yoga is a fantastic example because this is something that starts to help us focus on our breath and be more in touch with our bodies or be more body conscious, which just means that when we are doing exercises or we're working out, we're able to pay attention to how our body is responding. So it's going to also make us less likely to injure ourselves. So body conscious activities like yoga or even the martial arts, things like Tai Chi and Qigong, these are great activities that will help to get your body moving, but in a way that will be stress reducing, actually helping to lower those cortisol levels so that you can feel better and be burning more fat. So in the same way that working out too much could actually be preventing you from losing weight, not working out at all is also going to prevent you from losing weight. So get more active, take more walks, do whatever it takes. This little guy is something that I have found really helpful in helping me to get more exercise. So it's called a Cubii. All right, and it's a little elliptical trainer, and there's 8 different levels of resistance you can put on it. It's awesome because now I can work out while I'm working at my desk, while I'm sitting there folding laundry, while you're watching TV, while I'm sitting here making a video about weight loss. And what's cool about the Cubii is that they also have an app. So you download the Cubii app, and then it actually keeps track of how many calories you burn. And you can then compare yourself with different people. You can, there's like all these different groups and stuff like that. You can set goals for yourself. But this is an awesome way to start adding exercise into your daily life and then keep track of your success and your progress and even compare with other people. You can also link it to your Fitbit if you have something like that. So, man, I love this thing. I think it's really fun. And honestly, what excuse do you have? If you could be working out while you're sitting around doing anything else, just do it. And you will be so pleased with the results. The third reason that you can't lose weight is that you're eating too many diet foods. So low fat or fat-free or sugar-free foods. There are hundreds of different products like these available on the market, all manicured to appeal to a different type of consumer. But unfortunately, when you look at the low-fat foods, usually they're incredibly high in sugar. And if we look at the sugar-free foods, usually they're incredibly high in fats. So we kind of fall into this cycle, right? Because if you're eating foods that don't actually satisfy your hunger and that don't actually satisfy your body's nutritional needs, then you're probably going to be overeating more calories than you actually need. So what I propose is to just eat real foods instead and don't fall for the diet or light labeling on processed foods. Because that's what they are. They're still processed junk foods, all right? They don't have the nutrients. They don't have the fiber. They don't have the natural macronutrients, like healthy fats, healthy protein, that actually satisfy your hunger. If you can switch to eating real foods, this is going to be a huge key to gaining control of your weight and gaining control of your hunger. So returning to the idea of belly fat and why we tend to accumulate fat in the abdominal area. Belly fat is largely correlated with cortisol, which we talked about earlier. It's also correlated with high insulin levels. So every time we eat sugar and every time we eat carbohydrates, we're going to increase our blood glucose or blood sugar level. And when that happens, the body releases insulin. So if you're someone who snacks on foods all throughout the day, you're someone who sips sodas all throughout the day, you're in a constant state of high insulin levels. And the longer the duration of time that you spend throughout the day with high insulin levels, this is going to directly affect the amount of fat that you accumulate around the belly. So the tips would be, or the solutions would be, to resist snacking all throughout the day. Try to consume your meals at certain designated times, right? And then don't snack between your meals. Now, snacking is kind of a difficult topic because there's some people who really have a hard time making it in between meals without snacking. But if you can try to reduce the amount of snacking you do, is going to be a really good idea. And if you're someone who really can't resist snacking some between meals, just try to snack with something low carb. All right, something that's a healthy source of fats and protein like nuts and seeds, as opposed to snacking on something that's purely carbohydrates like potato chips or bread. Another consideration is that your processed foods are almost exclusively going to be the highest causes of high insulin, or which is to say, your processed foods spike your insulin more than your normal, healthy, whole foods or real foods in their minimally processed state. So if we look at something like brown rice as compared to white bread, we find that white bread causes a way higher insulin response or has a higher glycemic index than something like brown rice. So these tips are to reduce your snacking as much as possible. If you are going to snack on a source of healthy fats and or protein. Try to favor your natural foods, your real foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains over processed foods as much as you possibly can. Considering excess water weight and water retention is yet another great reason to avoid the processed foods and try to eat as many natural foods as we can. So one of the big factors that contributes to water retention is an imbalance of electrolytes. So electrolytes are minerals that have an electrical charge, and essentially they are essential for helping our body to absorb water. So actually helping the cells of the body to become hydrated. Oftentimes dehydration cannot necessarily be caused by not drinking enough water, but actually by not having enough electrolytes to help the cells in your body absorb the water and use it. So again, electrolytes, we get them when we eat natural foods. Every fruit, every vegetable is going to be a great source of electrolytes. So if you have lots of these natural foods in your diet, it's going to contribute to an electrolyte balance. And in this way, it's going to help you to retain less water. Similarly, many of us actually have really high sodium levels because we eat lots of processed foods and they're all really high in sodium. So we have an excess amount of sodium, but then we're deficient in other minerals like magnesium and potassium. So again, if we can resist those processed foods, it's going to be a very, very key element to helping those electrolytes come into balance, helping our minerals come into balance. And the benefits that we get from that can extend to our weight, our energy levels, our hormones, and our mood. So eat more vegetables, please. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that it helped to give you some ideas that you can use to improve your health, improve your weight loss journey. I look forward to seeing your questions and comments down below in the comments area. And I hope that you will let me know if you have video requests or if you'd like to see more videos like this one about weight loss challenges. You can learn more about me and my health coaching practice at CorrinaRachel.com. I'd also like to invite you to visit our Patreon page, where you can help to support our video production efforts. And in exchange, we offer lots of exclusive content, behind the scenes, bloopers, and all kinds of fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.